Airplane crashes are a rare but terrifying event. The thought of being in a crash can be overwhelming, but it's important to know that the odds of survival are generally in your favor. Being prepared and knowing what to do in case of an emergency can greatly increase your chances of survival. By following these tips, you can increase your chances of survival in the unlikely event of an airplane crash. It is important to be prepared and know what to do in case of an emergency. Here are some tips that may help increase your chances of survival. Make sure you are familiar with the emergency exit locations on the plane and know how to use the emergency oxygen masks and life vests. Keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, even when the seatbelt sign is off. This will help keep you safe if the plane encounters turbulence or encounters an emergency situation. Follow the instructions of the flight crew and pay attention to the safety demonstration at the beginning of the flight. In the event of a crash, try to stay calm and listen for instructions from the flight crew or emergency personnel. If the plane is on fire, move away from the plane as quickly as possible and get as far away from the wreckage as you can. If the plane has landed safely in the water, leave the plane as quickly as possible and get on a life raft or inflatable slide. If you are injured, try to signal for help by waving a bright object or using a flashlight if you have one. Here are some items that can help increase your chances of survival in the event of an airplane crash. A flashlight. This can be used to signal for help or to navigate through smoke and darkness. A whistle. This can be used to signal for help, especially if you are injured and cannot shout for assistance. A multi-tool. This can be useful for cutting seat belts, breaking windows, or other emergency situations. A water bottle. This can be used to collect water in case of a crash landing in a remote area. A first aid kit. This should include essentials such as band-aids, gauze, and pain medication. A warm blanket or jacket. This can help protect you from hypothermia if you are stranded in a cold or wet environment. A survival guide or manual. This can provide valuable information on how to survive in different types of emergency situations. A personal locator beacon, PLB, or satellite phone. These devices can be used to call for help and aid in rescue efforts. It's worth noting that most commercial airlines carry emergency equipment on board and provide safety instructions, usually via brochures or videos, so it's important to familiarize yourself with these resources as well. It's important to remember that the best way to survive an airplane crash is to be prepared and know what to do in case of an emergency.